All right, so Linda was called on okay, so someone's calling from a no caller ID. I'm making note of it. I just got the information. It is Wednesday, February 26, 2025, and she just now received a no caller ID. Now, my sister has this thing. It's a no caller ID. She called several times and ended up running a now, my sister, when we were doing the police subscribe show, when we were first taken off on the police subscribe show, I mentioned the name of her ex-husband, who's a chief of police, and they made me take off that. Well, they didn't grab my hand or my arm or whatever. They said that you better take that down or I'd be arrested. Now, I didn't get arrested immediately. What happened was I was driving using Google Maps in the Lewisville area, and there's a road there called Fox Avenue or something like that. It's either Fox Avenue, Fox Drive, Fox Road. I don't really remember what it is, but it says Fox, okay? And it goes over the highway. I want to say maybe 35, but it goes to Denton, so I don't know what road that is. I'm not real familiar with Lewisville, but it was a highway. And when I went over Fox, there's a school on this side which had a school zone flashing yellow light. I was going about 20, but by the time I got to the bridge, and then I picked up my speed about 30 or 35, when I came down, I was radared or whatever it is, lasered or whatever, and they got me going like 30 or 35, or I think it was 30 in a school zone. So they pulled me over, and it was this black cop, and so I signed everything. And then I think it was maybe almost a year later that I was in Keller, and I had already gone to lawyer's office in Arlington to fight the ticket. So they told me not to worry about it. And then a year later, I was pulled out of my car and put in handcuffs. And my sister told me a year before that, she said, well, take that down. If you don't, then I'll have you arrested. But I decided to go ahead and take down the vlog far before the Keller police officer arrested me, like a few years back. So I did take down the vlog. Meaning I put it, I think I either deleted it or I put it on private. Now, she also said that she'd arrest Linda too. And Linda was somewhere not too far from Marsh in Dallas, and where she used to live. And she was driving to help me move, because I was moving to Fort Worth from Carrollton, which is right next to Lewisville. So she was driving to meet me, and I don't know if she had a beer or whatever it was, but she didn't have it on her, but she pulled the car over and got out, and I think she put the keys somewhere, I don't really know. They pulled up on her, and they rolled down all her windows, because when we went back to the car, the windows were all rolled down. Or she rolled down all the windows or something, and they arrested her. And also she was dragged into solitary confinement. So my sister got her wish. But my sister was calling me during this period on a no caller ID. And she's got several calls on that. But she did answer one time, and they just said, need weed. That's all they said. So I don't know where it's coming from, because how am I supposed to blame someone that says no caller ID? Now, she told me it was from the restaurant. She told me it was from Nitsa. And then I made a report about Javi, because that's who she said that I guess maybe, I don't know if names were exchanged or what. So I did make the report, and I did put the no caller ID there. So if it is coming from Nitsa Pizza and it's a no caller ID, and Javi kind of acts a little like my sister, she's kind of aggressive, I really appreciate it if they stop calling. I don't think, it doesn't seem like there's any reason for it to be my sister, because she was upset that I had revealed that there was a chief of police as her ex-husband. She didn't want anyone to know that, and they're kind of secretive. By the way, it is public information, the names and address of police officers, as well as judges. It's public information. It has to be. It's part of the whole setup on the Constitution, because it prevents them from living a secret life and then preying on the public. This no caller ID, when I get into office, is going to go away. You're not going to allow to have a no caller ID for security purposes, because that means you can phone harass someone all you want and not have to suffer the results of it. No one is above, the ideas of law. But you have to choose if you're going to be in law or in Christ. But I think it's bad that you can sit there and call someone on no caller ID and phone harass them. That means that you're a big bad person and you can just call whoever you want and say whatever you want without suffering the consequences of it. And you think that you're higher than phone harassment. So it happened again just a few moments ago. Here's the time, 8:26 p.m. Welcome to the Please Subscribe Show. I'm going 55, but I don't know. The guy's going 100. I don't know why he would need to go this quick. I mean, it's only 8:32. It's not like maybe he's trying to get to work. I don't know. Motorcycle passed me going like 200. It just zipped by me the other night. It scared the crap out of me. I mean, those guys are just woo. I had a friend of mine who got a grandma was driving and she didn't see him, and she basically made a lane change as he was coming up. He flew over her car and slid like 100 or 200 yards and slid it out in his little motorcycle leather uniform that was covered in motorcycle leather with gloves and everything. He only got minor bruises. He was able to slide. They slide on this. It gets like oily on the road. It was a dude I worked with when I did Auto Trader out in Dallas. We used to deliver the magazines to 7-Elevens and other gas stations and other places when you do Auto Trader, back before the internet got big. Howard Stern was really big on the radio then. He had just done Private Parts.